All right. Hello and welcome to a random video that I'm going to try and produce for no reason at all. And in this video, I wanted to cover the fox, the London fox design. I really like this design, so I think that it's worthwhile to cover. The first thing you're going to do is fold the square, get the diagonal, and then you're going to fold. You actually only need one of these lines, but I'm going to get two of them. Just for good measure, Turn it over. And this line is the one I wanted, and now I'm going to place this point to land on where this point is, right? So it's to match up. You're also going to see this landing here, and this corner is going to land somewhere there, like it's going to fall on the line, so you can have at least these two, but only one will do. That's good enough. And then once you fold that, then you fold this back. Actually, no, we're gonna, no, don't do that. We are going to fold the other one though. And then, pardon me while I zoom in and out. And then I'm going to turn it over because it's easier to fold onto mountains. And we're going to use this line and this. This is where we're going to bisect right here. Going to bisect on the other side as well. In order to get this shape. Going to turn it over, and we're going to fold so that the fold passes through both of these lines, which is essentially an extension. And then we're going to do a fold that places these 2 points. I'm going to do a zoom again. These 2 points to land here. These 2 points. And if you want a little more clear thing, if you turn it over, you should see that where the point is where this little bit is sticking out. This is the idea. Now this design is inspired by another design, but I sort of made it into my own thing. It goes to show how far you can go. The next step is to fold like so. Let's see if I'm correct in this assessment. Yep. All right, there it is. So on the side that has this little square sticking out, I'm going to unfold these. This looks like that. And then this I'm going to fold in mountain. It looks like that. And then the idea is to use this point right there. So if I go up like this, that works, that's great. But what I want is for this to then stick out. So I'm going to lift it so that this edge lines up there, you see? So of course I do need for this fold to land also, like to work together with this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fold this down so that it lines up with this, and also you're going to see that that point is landing on the other point right there. And this is going to go straight. And then if you fold the other side, same thing. And it should look something like this. This is the tail, so this is going to get folded back like so. We open up, and here we do a little popping on this point, and this gets turned up. And that should look like a tail now. Now we get here this very beautiful arrangement, and we're going to fold this back like so. And when you open this up, it will hit here, which is also very advantageous. And when you do fold this back, you're also going to see how this point lands right there, like right on the crest of this. And this thing is going to fold exactly down, of course making this line fall on itself also. We got the tail, we got that point, and then you're going to start to see that, you know, it almost looks like ears. And we're going to unfold that, go back, and then turn around, not over, turn around, and do the same fold on the other side. Right, so now we have these two lines, you can see there from the back, that line and that line. So we're going to fold both. At the same time. And now you see the sort of the figure of this. Now just to make it look like a fox a little bit, we're going to just fold this back like so. I like to do it randomly, but in order to keep with the idea, this shape should look bilateral. So make it so that this corner is landing where the bisection of this would be. So pretend there's a line going right through here, and so just make it so that this peak lands where that midpoint would be, where the bisection would be hitting in. Alright, so we have this, very good. And now we're going to take this point, have these layers here. We're going to take this point and place it inside towards the back. So we're going to fold this down like so, and then we're just going to push, press, and take it all the way to the end. And there it is. And see, that holds it together very nicely so that it doesn't pull itself apart. We're going to do the same for the other side. So you got a left and right sort of sequence going. Got a nice spiky looking thing. We can fold it as hard as we need it to fold. And then here is my favorite step. I'm actually very proud of this step because it's simple, but it's very effective. I'm not one for complex, but here's how it is. You have the face of the fox and such. You have it looked in from the side, and we're going to open up this little page behind the ear, and we're going to fold this in half. So we're going to fold the edge of the fold to land on the fold that's doing this little turn here right there. And then it's going to hit, because this fold is not going to allow us to go through. It's going to make a little, like a little thing, do you see? So what we do is we unfold, and then here I click it, and then I fold back down, and then I wrap it around, and then what that does is that it sends a little pop to the other side, so that then this thing actually looks like almost like an ear, because it has a little dimension to it. Do you see? It's a very beautiful, beautiful thing. I'll do it one more time on the other side. Again, as I'm doing the fold, it's going to hit on this point. And then so I have to unfold, and then here's the crux in a way. You're gonna unfold to here, and then you're gonna click there, you see? Click there, and then you're gonna send it all down exactly like the way it was. I'll do that again just for you to see. So this one went down first, and then this is also a valley right there, so that folds back, and that folds in, and boom. And now we got a nice little ear. And depending on how you're gonna notice that it's also like a little layer there. So if you wanted to get a little more texture to this ear, you're welcome to do it. I like to just push it in and just sort of keep, you know, the ear like so. It's very cute, like it is very cute, which is why I like it so much. All right, the next step is actually also very interesting, and we're gonna fold the tail down like so, so that it lines up with this sort of side of it right there, you see? This line. And then it just so happens that these two lines are gonna be matching at that common point there. So it's that point that then I fold it back like so. Should look a little something like this. And then here I unfold open, and then here I press it. Check this shit out. You're gonna go in, and you're gonna do this. On the bottom it should look like a little W. You see that? So we're using the folds that we got before in order to get this sequence. And now this thing is tucked inside, and what that does is that it gives this a little more volume to it. Doesn't make it look as long, it almost makes it look like it's sitting, because then this could be like the back feet of it, which then could also prompt us for this to descend like so. So what I like to do here is I just sort of use my nail to push it in a little bit, just to give me some roundness here, but it's very optional. And here's also one of this is my favorite step personally, but here's how it looks. It's very interesting. I call it cracking the back. And here's what you do. You hold it beneath the ears, and then with your middle finger or whatever it is, you're sort of wanting to prop this open. You're wanting to spread this apart some. And then what you do with your other hand is you press onto it like so. So you're gonna break its back a little bit. Give it a nice little crease there on the back, you see? And then as you do this, you're gonna also, with your other hand, depending on which side of the hands you prefer, but the idea is for this thing to then fall like so. You're gonna see it fall. You're gonna want to connect this to that, and as you do, you let go of what you're holding on to, and then you begin shaping. You begin shaping so that this thing actually makes some kind of structural sense. For instance, me, I like to, sometimes, depending on how this thing collapses, I like to add this fold in just so that it actually collapses. And you're going to see also it has a very 3D effect to this. On the inside, it's going to look like that. And here I'm actually looking for this point and this point on this side in order, again, to get the texture I want, to get the feeling that I'm looking for, but more than anything is to get the 3D feel of it. Because now when you look at it from the front, it's no longer like this flat thing, it actually is bulging a little bit. And then here what I like to do is I just sort of twist the tail like so, give a little twirl. And if you wanted to, then you can also shape the feet. One way of shaping the feet that I find nice is that you unfold this whole thing and you fold the line like that, and then you just go back, and then now that's pointy. So then that sort of allows itself to be played with a little bit more. You can also get to keep this straight, also makes it look a little more formal. That makes it look a little cuter. You can also play with this fold angle, so depending on what you're looking for. You know, like you can change, sorry, you can change where that fold is happening. To your liking, of course. No wrong answers. Only bad lighting and bad sound. But we're trying, you guys, we're trying. Here what I like to do for the face is that I like to sort of hold also, and then I just sort of press it to make that shape, and then once I have that shape, then I just sort of, I use my thumb to sort of move it back a little bit. Go back a little bit, give it a little shape to it. And that's it, that's the London fox. I discovered this while I was in London, and where they actually have a local fox population, so I found it very fitting. London the fox. So hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, have fun with it, have fun folding this design, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.